Hey guys, this is Larcher. I'm Larcher Lorensen. We run karaoke here a couple, 4 or 5 nights a week between us. And we're going to be doing our internet podcast radio show right now. And that's how it's going to be. Hello? Yeah, check. Hello. Hey there.
Better, yeah. You need to hear tell them say something.
Yeah, 1, 2,
Okay.
3.
You.
Yep, hello. You'll hear it. We're about to go live. We're streaming this live on YouTube and also on Blog Talk Radio tonight.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Blog Talk Radio.
Hey there. You're listening to the Larcher and Lorensen Sports Show. It is a special edition of the show tonight. We're coming at you from Trader Todd's in Lakeview, right here in Chicago, Illinois.
3216 North Sheffield. Come on by.
Tonight we got episode 100. This is our 100th episode of the Larcher and Lorensen podcast.
Thank you.
Wow. Tons of things to talk about, but you can find us always on Twitter at Larcher Lorensen. You can find us on Facebook. Just give us a search. Al, they can call us if they want.
That's right. We got an 877 number, 877-787-4827. That's toll free. We also have a text line if you want to get your texts in, 773-559-5189.
You can listen to us live always or grab the podcast. That's right, on Stitcher Radio, and we are also on iTunes. Well, I think let's just get right to the show. You might want to tell them a little bit about who we're going to have on, but without further ado, I'll hand it over to my partner, the one and only Alfred Ferdinand Larcher III.
Well, thank you, Clark Lawrenson. It's an honor and a privilege to be here at Trader Todd's Dockside Burger Bar for another exciting show where tonight, not only do we have a great show, we got half-off margaritas, $5 margaritas, $7 Larcher Lorensen lemonade.
Yeah.
Of course, those grass-fed burgers, free-range chickens. It's a good time, and we have, of course, Chad Briggs coming on later.
That's right, stand-up comedian Chad Briggs. He's part of Chicago Underground Comedy over there.
He might do some stand-up, or he might just talk.
Or he
We'll
might just
figure it
join
out.
us. Yeah,
Or he might get arrested right now.
I
One of
don't
the
know.
two.
We'll see what happens.
Well, in the promo, I don't know, last week I teased, I said we were doing 100 shows. I wanted to bring a celebrity here. I wanted to bring somebody who would just draw the people in. So I went through my Rolodex, and I called a bunch of people, and nobody wanted to come. So finally, I settled on a Guy Fieri lookalike.
Wait, I thought it was Guy Fieri.
Whatever the hell the guy's name is.
So it's a lookalike Guy
A
Fieri?
lookalike Guy Fieri. So I call this guy. I say, hey, listen, if you could come to Trader Todd's, I'll give you $30. Come take some pictures with the kids. Have a good time. Well, he says, how about 45? I say, no, 40's the best I can do for a Guy Fieri impersonator. And to be honest, we saw this guy a couple of weeks ago. We were on the Channel 26, the U Morning Show.
Yeah.
And we were in a feature that also featured the Guy Fieri lookalike and a Dicka lookalike.
No, yeah.
And our producer tonight, Jim Pekowitz, he brought up, maybe because I didn't offer the Dicka lookalike a chance to come tonight, he was Guy Fieri's ride, because Guy Fieri couldn't get a ride and he's not able to come.
Well,
He's busy working at the sandwich shop.
If you recall, the Guy Fieri lookalike said that he had the look first,
Right.
and that Guy Fieri found it later.
Which I don't believe
He said
whatsoever now.
He said he played like third guitar for Survivor for one of their tours or something, and he's pretty sure that somebody saw him. Guy Fieri started dressing like him, so now he makes sandwiches himself.
Now he's at Rex's sandwich shop making sandwiches, and he couldn't make it here tonight.
What is he doing?
I don't know.
Is he making sandwiches right now?
I have no idea. I mean, of all the lookalikes in the world, Guy Fieri's the only guy I really had in the Rolodex. And it just the whole damn thing is a disaster.
I know. Jeez.
I mean, really, the whole negotiation was weird because I was like, hey, listen, we'll do 40, and then if you come, he's like, hey, listen, I work at the sandwich shop. I'll bring sandwiches. As soon as he said he was bringing sandwiches, I knew something wasn't right with this guy, and I don't know. So there is no celebrity tonight besides you. I mean, you look
That is correct.
dapper.
I'm feeling comfortable up here. I mean, I've spent a long time right here on this stage running karaoke.
Right.
here.
Well, you are a Hall of Famer here at Trader Todd's. You've ran karaoke for about 40 years.
Right about 41, 42 years. But now it's you. This stage is yours. You'll be here later tonight. We're opening for you running karaoke.
Right. You've handed off the golden karaoke list.
I've heard that you do a decent job. But I hear
Come on.
That's what I've been here. Now, partner, have a good time tonight. If you're not up to anything, if you're out there listening, come check out Al Larcher.
Come check out Clark Lorensen.
All right.
So no Guy Fieri. Now we're kind of stuck in the mud. Well, we got Chad Briggs, who I think is a bigger celebrity than Guy Fieri impersonator. I don't know about the actual Guy Fieri. It's debatable.
I think once you get your impersonate, like if somebody's impersonating you, that's a sign that you've made it. So if Chad has somebody impersonating him, then he's good to go.
Right. So the Bears laid an egg this week. I mean, they didn't lay any egg. They laid an absolute stinker, just a absolute piece of garbage. This team is in horrible shape. And I went to Pro Football Focus this week, and I started looking at numbers. I started digging into what the Bears' problem is. What is going on with this team? Obviously defense, but at the beginning of the season, we were all in agreement. Listen, if the Bears could go out there and they can play a top 15 defense, if they could just stop people, we could go ahead and
Yeah, we definitely could. Scotty over there he's showing me things. He should be a little closer.
Yeah, I couldn't see
Scott,
that far.
you could just hand us the notes because we're on. What's that? Oh, Scotty said to turn my mic up.
I never hear that from Scott. That's rare. Well, anyways, looking at the Bears and what the direction
I'll turn
is,
your mic up later
the
tonight.
defense actually isn't really that bad. I mean, we're ranked probably around the midway point where you kind of expect us to be. Obviously, we have problems. Obviously, we struggle against the run still. Obviously, there's no pass rush, and you can't get a pass rush. You're not going to get turnovers. You're going to lose games. But the focus of the season, what we thought number one key was going to be the Bears' offense.
Uh-huh.
That offense isn't doing very well.
Well, no, they're racking up some numbers.
Not good numbers, though.
They're not bad numbers. Come on, what's your football focus over there telling me?
Well, number one, they're not really as good as we think they are. Number two, one of the things you look at is the Bears' offensive line.
All right.
And you start saying, well, what's going on there? Because that was the key problem.
I'll tell
the
you
last
what's going
couple
on there.
years.
I don't need your numbers
All
to
right.
tell me what's happening.
You
There's
tell me.
injuries. That's what's happening there.
No, they're actually the fifth best offensive line in football
Wow.
right now, behind only the Browns, Baltimore, the Giants, and Pittsburgh. So the Bears, it's not the offensive line. This Della Puente, who's filling in for Garza, is one of the highest ranked offensive linemen in football right now. He scores an 8.2 on the rating.
Are you serious?
Where a negative is bad. For example, Jordan Mills is a negative 5.8. The only liability on that offensive line, we could run to the left, we can't run to the right, but we're solid all around. I mean, it's the fifth best offensive line. You can't ask much better. Well, you can only ask four more positions better than them, I guess.
Well, yeah. Jermon Bushrod going down. I mean, do you feel that affects it outside of your numbers? Isn't that something that's gonna? He's your left tackle.
Bushrod was a 5.5
Wow.
in the rating,
this
which is
late in
pretty
his career.
good.
No, that's good.
Which is pretty good. So, yeah, it does affect it. There's some shifting. But the offensive line, I mean, the point is the offensive line is not the problem. The offensive line is not the issue.
I'll tell you some of the issues that I see, Al. I see the injuries to the wide receivers.
Well, we only have two wide receivers, and we have maybe 1.5 with some of the limping we've had going on lately.
Right.
But you look at Martellus Bennett, another gem, one of the highest-rated tight ends in football right now. He's got a positive score of 8.2 overall, which is great among tight ends. I think it's about
fantastic.
fourth or fifth. So the tight end's not the problem. You start looking at the receivers. Brandon Marshall, he doesn't score very high. He's 3.0 overall. Alshon Jeffrey, a 1.0. Jeffrey better in the passing game as far as catching. Brandon Marshall scoring extremely high in the run block game at a 4.4. So while they're not tearing it up numbers-wise and statistic-wise, as a matter of fact, there's a lot of talk, especially if you're a fantasy football fan, what's going on with Marshall after a couple catches last week for, I think, 40 yards or so.
Yeah.
This week, he should be able to play well. We're not playing a great Atlanta defense. We
Well-
should be able to get some yards.
Al, I got great news according to this article from the Tribune from Rich Campbell. He says that Brandon Marshall has proclaimed himself at full strength. So we're good to go, brother. The injury, I guess it's taken a couple weeks to get it rolling. His numbers, as you are a numbers guy, they've been down, of course. He hasn't broken 100 yet. Heck, he hasn't broken 80 yards yet, Al, in a game.
Wow.
And a lot of that was, I guess, he re-aggravated it against the Jets. Of course, going into the San Francisco game, they were a game-time decision. In fact, that morning, you and I had both heard that he and Jeffrey weren't going to play that game. Well, he had to beg the doctor to give him the game-time decision thing.
Yeah.
And just knew that adrenaline would help him get through at that point. So that's the only reason why he even played in that game, which he had the 3 touchdowns for not even 50 yards. That was fantastic because the defense was creating turnovers.
Yeah, but at what point is you sit this guy? I mean, if he's hurt, if he wants to play and he's hurt, you got to at some point say, hey, I'm the coach of this team. I know you're a big part of our offense. We need you healthy. Sit down for a week. Get better. Come back stronger so we can build this team around you. Brandon Marshall just does what he wants.
Well, apparently he says that last week they did some things that sped up the process. So looks like it's going to be all right.
What did he do that sped up the process?
I don't know
Give
what
any
he did. He said
details?
we
You
did
get a-
some things. They don't tell you that. Have you heard Tressman? They're very foggy about the injuries. The accidental injury that happened to Jeremiah Bushwatt.
Very
last week?
mysterious.
Yeah, I don't even understand it.
Okay, so you look at that whole team, right? And there's only one position left to look at, and that's Jay Cutler, who a lot of people, myself included, was excited going into the season for, saying, hey, maybe this guy could be a top 5 quarterback.
Yeah.
This guy's definitely a top 10 quarterback.
Uh-huh.
Right now, as it stands, now Pro Football Focus, they have a quarterback rating system that's better than the standard rating system. It takes in more into account, such as drop passes, throwaways, spikes, yards in the air. It's a better adjustment to the old formula. Right now, the number one quarterback in football is Aaron Rodgers.
Last week you told me it was the kid in Indianapolis.
Well, he is great
Love
for
it.
fantasy.
So Aaron Rodgers is number 1.
Aaron Rodgers is number 1 with a 1.2 or 102.27. Russell Wilson's right behind him, 102.16. Phillip Rivers, there's a guy who used to have words with Jay Cutler, remember?
Yeah.
Both those guys are kind of the same level quarterback.
They're not friends.
He's 101.8 right now with a good San Diego football team. Jay Cutler, some of the best receivers in football, the best tight end in football, a top 5 offensive line, Clark. And you know where he's ranked?
Where?
He's number 19.
He's what?
Okay? The only quarterbacks worse than Jay Cutler right now are Ryan Fitzpatrick, Ryan Tannehill, Tom Brady, surprisingly, Jake
Brady's
Locker,
having a
Derek
bad year.
Carr, Nick Foles, Emmanuel, and Geno Smith.
Okay.
It's embarrassing.
Nah. We knew what we had. We knew he was about
No,
middle of the pack, top 15.
Middle of the pack is not 19,
He'll
Clark.
he's right on the cusp. He'll get right back there.
He's on the
Numbers-wise.
cusp of terrible.
Where's he at numbers-wise? He's going to be
What
all right.
number? What number do you want?
I'll tell you what. He can't be. Where's he at? His yards per game.
He's only at right now 1,295 yards.
Do the math.
What, you want yards per game?
No. It's fine.
Because I'm not. Yeah. I don't-
Touchdowns. Touchdowns. He's doing real well there.
Not really.
I'll tell you
no.
what. He's a dang fine fantasy quarterback.
Well, he does have 12 picks. You're right.
What?
He's on the higher end of touchdown
Interceptions.
passes thrown.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah.
right, interception, sure, he's at 6.
Look, the bottom line is
Andrew
look-
Luck, 14 touchdown passes, 6 picks. Who would you rather have right now?
Come on, I'd rather have Andrew Luck.
Of course.
Of course, but he's not available. That's the thing.
Austin Davis.
We
Do you
could
even
talk-
know who
we-
Austin Davis plays for?
Listen, we could talk your numbers all that you
Uh-huh.
want. We can sit here and talk all about Austin Davis playing for the St. Louis Rams.
That's correct.
He has been named the starter for the rest of the season. Of course I know who he is. Come
He's
on.
got a 95 passer rating.
I tried to pick him up in fantasy. It
Well,
didn't
you
work
should
out.
have gotten him. The Bears should have gotten him.
You got your numbers. You can look at all of those. What it comes down to is you can't give the ball away at the end of the game. You can't do it, Jay. We knew that's what we were getting from Cutler. When you signed him, you know he's going to throw the interceptions. You can't do it, especially with the defense and with the special teams that's as bad as it is right now. Al, tell me about the special teams. You got some numbers on them?
Well, I do.
Where
As a
do the
matter of fact, it's
special
funny you
teams sit?
mention that. They're horrible.
What was that opening play of the game last week?
The only special teams worse than us right now are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Your Lovie Smith coached football
Wow.
team.
That's pretty funny. That
Only team that's worse.
they're at the bottom of the line. Hey, Billy, what's up? Yeah.
Billy's a big Buccaneers fan. He's, of course, our draft specialist.
Yeah, he joined
Security
us
for the evening.
Yeah.
Billy Ray Kyrus.
Billy and I made a big trade. Anyone a fan or not a fan of the Ahmad Bradshaw I got for Russell Wilson? But Russell Wilson was my third-string quarterback. Come on.
So I got a bit of a gambling problem, as you know.
Yeah.
And I recently signed up with DraftKings. Well, I went ahead last night. I drafted a golf team for the competitive golf going on right now. And I have no idea. I just based it on pure numbers. And right now, with no knowledge, I am currently 100th out of 469.
You're in the top half.
And I'm winning 50 cents.
That a boy.
Although I wagered $2. So
earlier
that's
this
not
afternoon, you were up $8.
I was up to
on this.
$8 earlier.
$8.
The scoring was great.
But your other fantasy DraftKings, the football one, week one, you netted yourself like $350.
Yeah, and week one was big, and then I lost $10 last week. And,
Yeah, of course.
This week, I have all my eggs in one basket. I've done the great thing all great gamblers do. You just take all your money, you take all your winnings, and you just bet it on one big game.
Hey.
So hopefully it comes through. So
We got
it
anybody
worked so
out
well
there
for me.
listening to us, watching us, give us a call at 888-787-4827. It's 888-787-4827. Tweet us at Larcher Lorensen. You can text us on the text line.
That's 773-559-5189. So Atlanta is who we're facing this week. They bumped the game
Yes.
from noon to 3 o'clock.
Yeah,
I'm a little upset about that.
I'll be all right with that. I'm going to Great America.
Are you?
Yeah.
When's the last time you've been to Great America?
About 12 years.
Wow.
The Superman ride was new. They had a day before it opened where they gave anyone named Clark or Kent, you got into the park for free and you could ride the Superman.
This sounds made up.
It's not made up. You had to send in forms and show them proof of your date of birth. I had to copy my driver's license, send it to them, send it back. I couldn't go the day that it happened.
What is going on at Great America?
They're
What-
giving out free Superman rides if your name is Clark. When they opened the
Wow.
Batman, I bet they gave them out to anyone named Bat.
No, Alfred, and I got a free ride.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah, last time I went to Great America, I was a lot heavier. I'm still heavy, but I was a lot heavier, and it didn't quite feel like there were enough clicks when the shoulder harnesses would go. So I officially retired. I haven't been back since.
Wow. Jesus.
See, Jan Hooks died today?
Yeah, you had to remind me who she was. She's Saturday Night Live, right?
She was Saturday Night Live, and I couldn't really remember anything she was in. But, you see her picture, you remember her. Holy cow, I just jumped to $3 in the golf game.
Oh, my gosh. There's the update.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, breaking,
I am up $1.
Breaking news. Jesus.
It's such it's a hard market. The market fluctuates, you know?
Yeah.
You excited about these Bulls?
No, not really.
You're not excited at all? You usually all positive and happy and ready for championships?
No, brother, it's going to be all right. Things are looking good. Started out the preseason. The kid, look, I got the notes that you were talking about earlier. Mirotic, he has some potential. He hasn't really played a full game very well. In fact, 3/4 of it hasn't gone so well for him so far. But we'll see. He's a heck of a shooter, and the guys sure talk him up. I don't know if that's for trade purposes or what. It seems pretty suspect. A lot of the Bulls players, no, all of them, talking about how good he is, and then he gets out there and he didn't perform.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they were trying to build him up to maybe trade him or what have you. Did you see it today? Coach Thibs gave Derrick Rose the day off.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes Tressman a little nervous because he gives everybody off, and then they don't play well.
Yeah, but
so.
this probably wasn't to open up a restaurant.
Are you sure Derrick Rose
didn't-
isn't hurt?
He didn't. No, he's fine.
Are you positive?
He's fine, Al.
Hey, give me a
It's gonna be
percentage.
just-
How much percentage do you think Derrick Rose is right now?
I think he's 100%.
100%. Okay.
Ask him. It's
All right.
110.
All
I
right,
don't know how
good.
he gets it.
Because if he drops under 80, he can't play.
I thought, how much confidence do I have in this happening? It's about a C. I'm right around a C, about a 79%. Right there. Is that a C plus?
Well, what, 75%?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be
Paul
just
Gasol
right
looks
at a
pretty
C.
capable for him.
Okay.
Even at his age.
If you like basketball, if you like well-coached basketball, and you like Thibodeau's system, he's got a lot of pieces right now. He's got a lot of opportunities to plug and play and see what happens. And if Derrick Rose can go ahead and play to the level he once did, I mean, there are chances. The NBA is in flux right now.
Hey, if you had to guess what player Coach Thibodeau said had swag, which player would you guess that he would say has swag?
Jack Swagger.
That is correct. Chad, would you know? Chad's going to be on the show. It's actually Jimmy McBuckets.
Oh,
Jimmy
of course.
McBuckets. No, the rookie. He says that
Coach Thibs is known for his irony.
he knows where the confidence comes from, work and preparation. That's what he says about him. What do we call it now? Swag. Wow, Coach Thibs, getting it done.
That's heavy stuff. Now I feel confident about this season. That just totally changed my demeanor.
Yes, sir. According to my notes, we're going to the celebrity section here. With Guy Fieri.
Well, we're supposed to have Guy Fieri here right now. It just screws everything up. He was going to talk about sandwiches. I swear to God, it was in his contract to come tonight. He was going to bring us both eggplant sandwiches, and we were going to eat them at this point and enjoy them and talk about these sandwiches.
For $30, is that what we were going to get? Sandwiches and Guy
Well,
Fieri?
he told me, he's like, hey, if you guys could plug the sandwich shop, maybe my boss won't make me pay for the sandwiches this time.
What's with the impersonators hanging out together?
I don't know. They have like some kind of union. There's a bar that only all the impersonators go to.
Really?
Yeah, it's on Belmont.
Let's go.
It's on Belmont and like Central. You go there and it's just the whole bar is impersonators of all kinds.
If we do a show from there, we don't have to pay anybody to come do our show. They'd all be there.
That's true. Yeah.
Of course, it's an audio podcast usually, so that'll work out real well. Yeah, that.
I just thought the Guy Fieri guy would be interesting to talk to. You know what's his favorite team? Don't you want to know what an impersonator of Guy Fieri likes?
Yeah. Hey, I got a tweet at the Larcher Lorensen here, brother. Do you want to go to a little social media?
All right. Yeah. Let's rip that tweet off.
Well, hang on. Here's the question from DT McGrath at DT McGrath. Cutler is trending towards Jeff George and away from Brett Favre. It's more of a commentary on earlier, I guess.
Well, if you look at this of Brett Favre, of his history, when he started out, he was a lot like Jay Cutler. He had the talent, but he just didn't have the know-how. And it wasn't until the Packers went to a West Coast, Mike Sherman coached offense that really brought him to life. And what are we doing right now? We're playing the same damn offense, and it's not. Nothing is changing. Jeff George, of course, also coached by the great Mark Trestman.
Really? Where at?
I think the Raiders?
No kidding.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I don't know.
The quarterback whisperer. He's going to make Jay Cutler MVP.
I think he gave Jeff George his greatest season ever by whispering sweet nothings into his ear about growing balls and whatnot. And it worked for him. It's not working for Jay Cutler. And, again, 19th right now. I can't stress that enough. He's at 19th. He's an 83 passer rating.
What do you do? Do you put in the rookie at this point?
No, you don't. I mean, you're stuck with this guy. Don't let the numbers fool you. It's not a 5-6 year deal. It's a 3-year contract. This is year one of 3.
53 guaranteed. You sound all right?
1 of 3 right now.
All right.
I mean, I don't know. I can't see him getting better. He does have talent. There are moments where you say, wow, Jay Cutler is the man. Jay Cutler is going to get us to the promised land. Jay Cutler is going to make magic, and you believe in him, and you get so excited, and you get so focused, and you run out and you get a damn Jay Cutler jersey, and then he throws a pick to an offensive lineman, defensive lineman, and you don't know what the hell's going on, and then they blow the game, and you're ready to kill the guy.
And then you're upset. Were you upset with Matt Forte?
No.
Cost the game.
It did cost us the game, but, I mean, that's such a mistake Matt Forte never makes that you got to excuse the one time. I mean, if it becomes a problem, yeah, I mean, I'll start getting upset, but we're not in that game if it's not for Matt Forte.
What's that?
We weren't in that game if it wasn't for Matt Forte.
No, I agree.
He was
with you.
all over the place. He was catching
game.
balls left and right.
Well, my whole issue right now is what's going on at halftime. The same thing happened the week before against the Packers. 3 points in the last 2 weeks of football against the Packers in Carolina. They have more interceptions than they do points in the second half of football games the last 2 weeks, Al.
And you can't tell me Ron Rivera can out-scheme Mark Trestman, but you go into halftime, you're dominating a football game, you come out of halftime, they make adjustments, you're not making any adjustments, and you get crushed. I mean, it doesn't – what is happening?
Now, we've spent a couple years now, a couple seasons, you and I talking about how smart this guy is with Trestman. Well, what's going on? What is the issue? Is he just not an NFL head coach?
I think he looks smart.
Nobody gave him a job before. He got the job up north and could get the job done up there.
Right.
In an inferior league.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he's just not a head coach.
Maybe he's just a great Canadian coach. Maybe that's all he'll ever be. I hope that's wrong.
I got another I got another message here. Twitter from at Mr. Chad Briggs. How are the chicken fingers here? How are the chicken fingers here?
Let me tell you.
getting
Free
a
range,
little
buddy.
hungry.
Free range.
They are delicious, and the Larcher Lorensen Sports Show would like an order of chicken wings, if that's possible. Could I have chicken fingers? Could I have chicken fingers? How about that? Chicken fingers.
Do we have wings? No, we got fingers.
No, maybe after the show. Yeah.
I would now you. Hey, did you hear about this guy named Mayhem who caused mayhem today?
Oh boy, what's that?
Jason Mayhem Miller. He was one of these UFC fighters. They get together and they hit each other on the TV show.
We had his brother on our show a few times, Cole, right?
Cole, I don't know if it's are they related?
They're
No?
cousins.
No.
They're third cousins.
Are they singing cousins or?
I'm
they're
not
cousins.
They're not sure.
They're not kissing.
They
Definitely.
have
Let's
no
not
idea.
say that. All right.
So they may or may not be related. Is the issue?
Well, anyways, this guy woke up this morning and he thought it'd be a good idea to get naked, go to church, rob church, and then have a standoff with the police and broadcast it live on Twitter, which, by the way, for my money, was the most entertaining tweets of the day.
Well, any audience that we have right now is going to switch right over to this right now.
Well, now he's arrested. He is in custody.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, they finally arrested him after he caused. I mean, his name is Mayhem.
Yeah.
Usually, when a guy goes by Mayhem, you can kind of expect this.
So I'm guessing the tweeting has come to an end.
Yeah. No, he's in custody now.
All right.
Reminds me of Alonzo Spellman. Remember when he got naked and was running down the street in the snow?
Yeah, I do. Remember when Chicago wasn't very welcoming to anybody who had issues like that? Like Spellman ended up playing for the Cowboys. A lot
Right.
of guys, former Bears, end up playing for the Cowboys after.
The Bears used to have a very clean organization.
Tommy Harris had a rough one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now they're taking their chances a little bit more.
Now
these
we don't
days.
care. You're a thug, we'll pick you up. It's okay. If you can play football.
Sam Hurd a couple years ago.
If there's a thug out there right now or a drug dealer who can play safety, I highly recommend you go ahead and send your application to Phil Emery at the Bears. We could definitely use it.
The Cubbies sent out an email yesterday, Al, about the neighborhood. I know that this is something that catches your interest all the time.
Something causing traffic?
There is a little bit of traffic news there. Update on vehicle and pedestrian traffic. This is right from the Cubs to all of us neighbors around here. He says the last few weeks, portions of Waveland and Sheffield, they've been closed to traffic. What did I say, Waveland and Sheffield?
I don't know.
Sheffield? Pedestrian traffic, thanks, Jim, remains this. It's open on the sidewalks. See, you can still walk by. It's all the initial stage to update the bleacher section.
Great.
Come on now. They're going to put up the new scoreboard. Everything's going to be
Listen,
great.
I know how Chicago works. That just means like 6 months of traffic and potholes. That's all that means.
Good news for you, though. The Cubs have committed to playing in Wrigley Field during the 4-year restoration expansion plan. So they're going to continue to be here, and they're going to be contending by the end of next year. You heard Theo say it last week.
My man Thee, we were tweeting earlier today, and he's very much, he believes that this is going to be a great year for them. They possibly can make the playoffs next year.
Yeah, well, maybe you could mention to him that maybe he shouldn't be making promises about winning divisions next year. I mean, I really think they have a chance. Don't get me wrong. I really like what they're doing, but, geez. They picked themselves up a new hitting coach after Bill Miller quit on them this week. They got a Chicago native.
No relation
I
to
think it's
Jason Miller?
John Malley. Is it pronounced Malley or Maley? I didn't hear it.
I believe it's
earlier
Maley.
today. Maley? To cover up Bill Mueller. What'd you say?
Huh?
Huh? I missed that.
No, I just said he's not related to Mayhem Miller.
Oh, it's actually Bill Miller, but he's one of those who spells it Mueller and pronounces it Miller. Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry. My
I didn't know those people existed.
my lady friend doesn't take peculiar to the people who call themselves Miller.
But it's
because
spelled Mueller?
She used to be a Mueller. Yeah.
Well, why would you pronounce it Miller?
That's how they do it.
Crazy.
That's how they do it.
What's this world coming to?
Moving on. 888-787-4827 is the phone number. Please call us. We will be taking questions today, shortly, whenever you'd like. If anybody here has a question, I have a microphone in my hand here. If you would like to ask us a question at any point about anything, really. I mean, we're a sports show, but Al here can answer any question with a single word.
Not a single word. I usually take a lot of words, but
All right,
I'll answer anything. Listen, I'm an open book.
All right.
It's fine. You just
That's good.
you
So
ask,
we'll
I
take
will give you a
questions here.
straight answer.
Taking them on the Twitter. I have the chat room open on Blog Talk Radio at the bottom that I'm trying to keep an eye on a little bit. Take a look there. As always, thank you for listening. Our special episode number 100 here can be found on iTunes at any point. Can be found on Stitcher Radio as well. That's where you can find us.
Wonderful.
You're welcome.
See, Karen Lewis had a stroke this week. I don't know what that does to the mayor race, but
Well, you being a man of the weight loss measures and whatnot, and we've talked a lot about it on the show in the past. She had to go to Mexico to have her surgery done.
that's why I should be mayor of the city and she shouldn't.
So
I get my weight loss surgery done right here in the city.
all of her people are saying it wasn't a stroke, though, right?
Yeah, that's not. They say it's not a
But
stroke.
running for
but they
mayor
said the
is-
same thing about Stroger, and he was,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Adrian Peterson. Did you see this?
Who?
Adrian Peterson. He used to be running back over in Minnesota. He got busted for getting a stick to his kid.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you don't do that, okay? And they arrested him, and the whole thing's played out. And he should be playing football. I don't know. You know what? Get
Well-
this kid some counseling. Teach him what he did wrong, and let's play football.
The situation today was he had a test coming up, and shortly before that, he admitted to smoking shortly before this test, didn't he?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
smoked some weed.
Yeah.
Adrian Peterson, the greatest running back possibly potential to be in
Don't-
football, and he's smoking weed.
If somebody told you that you would maybe have a chance of playing in the NFL again, if you just stayed clean during your probation, how would you handle such a situation, Al?
I would like to think as a professional I would stay clean, but I also know one of my best friends is on probation,
Uh-huh.
and I'm always over with him, and it's like, he's like, hey, yeah, I can't do that because I got my probation officer. I got to take a P test tomorrow.
Yeah.
But he's like, no, I think I could beat it. Because there's only like a 20% chance they actually
Right.
take the P. So
Right.
he plays the odds like I do on DraftKings. But he's doing it with prison time, which I've never really, I think I would be too cautious. I'd be paranoid.
Yeah.
So,
Gentlemen, we have a question and or comment from the field.
okay.
So I think this year it was pretty obvious the Bears were going to be the big hope, and we had a lot of high hopes coming into the season. It's not looking so great for them right now. So in your opinion, who's the next Chicago team to make a deep run? Blackhawks start tonight. Are we staying with them, or is it going to be another team in the city?
7:30 against Dallas tonight. Blackhawks, they take to the ice. And there's no doubt. I mean, if you're looking for something, if you're looking for a winner, you got to start thinking Blackhawks, because as much faith as I have in the Bulls to actually put together a good team, they're nowhere near as close as the Blackhawks are, who are still contenders. We had a chance last year. We got a chance this year. So
Yeah, look, as much as I would love to say that it's the Chicago Cubs right now, they're close. They're a lot closer than a lot of people. 2016 is coming around. It's obviously the Blackhawks. How do you pronounce that kid's name? Is it Tuevo? Tuevo? You think he'll be? I'm looking behind you, Chad Briggs. You're always thinking I'm looking at you. No, Tuevo. When he gets back up later. Tuevo? Did I say that right?
Sure.
Teravainen, we'll go with that.
Okay, that'll work.
I
Yeah.
think that's correct. I think it is Teravainen.
I don't know. He's spending some time out in Rockford. I picked up an article out of the Register Star earlier out of Rockford, Illinois, and I really couldn't find anything about him. So it didn't go as planned.
I stayed at a motel once in
They
Rockford.
certainly didn't mention how to pronounce his.
Hope to never again.
Now, in all honesty, I couldn't be more excited to watch the Blackhawks play a little bit this year. We'll see. And then the Chicago Bears. They'll win another game. That'll happen.
They will win another game. That is statistically accurate.
Do you think they'll beat Atlanta?
You know what? This is a must win. I mean, as much as you hate to say that, you know, a couple games into the season, this is a must win. You start falling behind now. I mean, you got Green Bay, what, in 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Yeah.
I mean, we still got to play the Lions twice. The Lions playing good football. I know Scott's happy about that.
Do not. They're playing the Patriots coming up too, right?
They got the Patriots in, I think, New England.
Do not play them after they get really upset at everybody. Did you
Right.
see what they did to Cincinnati the
Yes.
other night? Just
They
came out.
torched them.
Jesus.
A.J. Green, for you fantasy owners, not playing this week. Very unlikely. So, something to get worried about.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, it is our 100th episode. Thank you so much for being here, guys. We appreciate you all being here live. Thank you again. I think that
We
what
got
was
another
that?
question from the field,
Oh, hang
gentlemen.
on. Oh, your microphone's on. Hey, what's your name?
My name's Lincoln.
Hey, Lincoln, how you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
Well,
Good. Now that the Hawks start tonight, I've just realized that the over-under is 52.5 on the season wins. Which way do you sway that way out of 82 games?
well,
Taking the over.
I
Yeah.
like it.
I'm gonna need a little bit of help, Scotty. Well, you're gonna go over, right? All right, Scott Cooley, extravagant manager around here. He says the under, so then I'll take the over. Yeah,
Yeah, I think the
yeah, I'll
over's
go the
safe.
over. Where you going over, under? You just
Oh, we'll go over, yeah.
all right.
I think
like
it's
it.
safe bet. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is from a guy who right now is leading in his golf league. So, if I could draft a
Nice
fantasy
work,
golf team to lead me to the front. Oh no, check. Never mind. I'm out of money. Never mind.
Did you lose all of your winnings?
No, I dropped out of contention. There's still a lot of golf left to be played.
Do your football winnings go away as well? Like, is it one account that you play it all with?
Well, it's a fluctuating market. So as the day goes, you win a lot, and then it slowly starts dwindling till you hope the bleeding stops and your team wins. But yeah,
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty happy about what we have going on in the show here in the second half hour.
what an exciting half an hour that's going
I
to be.
mean, that first 35 minutes or so just
Well, it was
flew
just
by.
a warm up. I mean, that was the preseason to the actual 100th
Well,
show.
you can't give it away, is what I always say. Just hold on to the good stuff.
Yeah, I'm looking at Green Bay. I'm looking at the Lions, and according to Pro Football Focus, Green Bay, they're on the positive side as far as offense. They got 11 points, where Detroit's sitting at negative 3.7, and your negative is negative 59. That's how bad a team is. That's the Jets at offense. I'm sorry, the Buffalo Bills are at negative 60. My God. Believe it or not, statistically, the best offense in football right now is the Cleveland Browns. So, wow.
We got
The
a huge
hell is
Browns
going
fan
on
here.
in the NFL right now?
That's amazing.
Of course, on the other end, the Browns are terrible at defense, which is Giants number one at defense. But Packers, they're sitting at a negative 3.7. Lions are at a plus 22, one of the better defenses. So you have one of the better offenses in the Packers, one of the better defenses in the Lions. Bears are in trouble. Bears are in trouble.
I got to send a quick shout out to Kirkland, Illinois, to Hiawatha High School, my alma mater. Al Larcher. Tomorrow, my high school, the Hiawatha Hawks guys,
Are they putting your name in the banisters?
No.
The 100th show banner? Nothing?
No. Again, yeah. No, they have a chance of making the playoffs, Al. You have no idea. The Class 1A playoffs, tomorrow they could win their 5th game, and that makes you playoff eligible here. And they have a shot. So in my hometown, the Hawks.
Is this at shot put or what's this? What?
Football.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, football.
I'll be
We
damned.
went 1-17 through my junior and senior year there.
I was going to say, 1-17 is a lot for a season of 9.
Won the first game our junior year, didn't win a game after that. Now, I know that like when I was in high school, or you watch the bigger high schools, like alumni wear their jerseys there.
Mhm.
What age is like too old to wear your jersey to an alumni night at a high school football game?
I was looking for my jersey in the closet the other day. I couldn't find it. But,
Well, I mean, I went to a 1A school. I don't know what 7 and 8A schools are like. Like, do you
well,
just wear
as somebody who went to a big school.
You did, right?
Yeah. Palatine.
Yeah.
6A, I think.
So at what age? I wore number 54 before 54 was cool around these parts, right?
Right.
Like well before.
Matter of fact,
Urlacher.
like the Guy Fieri impersonator claimed that Guy Fieri stole his look. I think Urlacher stole your
I
number.
did. He saw a picture of me. I guarantee it. But I saw the kid who's wearing it now. Like that would just be weird because there's kids wearing it. I'm not just going to show up at the game.
Well, now
tomorrow
you're
night.
just a creepy old man. And it's
I know.
all right.
That's what I'm saying. I can't do it.
No, you're part of that history. You'd be like, I used to suck. You're awesome. Well, way to carry this team.
One of my sister's good friends. It's her kid. that wears the number. I saw it on Facebook. Is that weird that I know this?
You're stalking the kid on
I'm
Facebook.
not stalking
It
the kid on
officially,
Facebook.
officially got weird
It
now.
just shows up. I'm leaving Facebook. Me. I'm officially going to leave Facebook. Al, I'll pull the Larcher.
I leave Facebook.
You leave Facebook.
I do.
from
I
time to time.
take like 2-week break.
I think it's very important for that. I'm trying. It was in my vows.
That's important then. I mean, you should hold yourself to those vows. That's usually what a vow is.
Gentlemen,
Haha.
Oh,
we got
hang
another
on.
question from the field if you have a moment.
I do.
Yeah.
I'm a little late to the party. Is it on?
Oh, hey, welcome to the party.
Hi, thanks. So I don't know what we've talked about, but I'm just curious of your opinion. What do you think about the Ryan Tannenhill matchup with a depleted Green Bay secondary this weekend? Do you think the Dolphins have a chance?
Is this a fantasy question by chance?
No, it's just I was just thinking about it, dwelling all day actually.
Well, let's look at the Green Bay numbers and let's look at Tannehill. We might as well, right? Green Bay right now, when it comes to actual pass coverage, they rank a 7.7, which is actually modest. They're terrible against the run, not so much against the pass. So the fact their defense sucks is a little misleading because they are actually covering the pass fairly well, as the Bears can testify to. Where Tannehill, let's see, is the 21st ranked quarterback with a 79 passer rating. And, he should be able to do okay, but I mean, if there's other options, I definitely would. Like, if I'm the Dolphins, I would start thinking of other options.
Basically, we hope so. I mean, we can't have them winning any games right now. The Bears just can't afford anything like that. The Lions losing last week should have been better news than it was.
Yeah.
But it just didn't seem very important, even though Jim Schwartz carried off the field up there. Did you see that?
They should have dropped him.
Defensive coordinator now for Buffalo. They
Just-
carried him off the field. I'm beginning to think that maybe a better option would have been for him to go to a division rival.
He is a disgusting
What
human being, and I wish horrible things for him.
Would you take former Lions coach Jim Schwartz as the defensive coordinator right now over Mel Tucker?
No. We already have an undisciplined team. Why
Okay.
are we going to get worse in discipline?
I'm just asking. It's up and down on Tucker. It seems like his blitzes are always picked up.
What-
We were supposed to have this whole
What
new thing
blitzes?
going
He
on.
doesn't blitz.
Yeah, I know. Anytime he does,
He thinks the front four are going to get there. Well, let me tell you, they're not getting there, and they're going to continue not to get there. Now, I do have to say, we've been really missing, what's his name, the big guy who came from Dallas who went out.
Ratliff.
Ratliff was actually, and if you look at his grade out, he's graded very high. He was doing damn well, and he practiced a little bit this week, and I'm hoping Ratcliffe does get back because there's no pressure. There's absolutely no pressure. You know, you have a questionable secondary. You have absolutely no safety help, and if you're going to give a quarterback all the time in the world, well, bad things are going to happen, and that's exactly what is happening to this Bears team.
Well, you see it happening. The teams that have good quarterbacks, once they got to the Packers, it didn't go well. You know? Al, I just want to send another thank you to Trader Todd's for having us out here. They're doing the great drink specials, the Larcher Lorensen lemonade. Get a hold of it. It's delicious. You can grab a couple other things tonight as well. Guys, thank you for being here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Trader
Wonderful.
Todd's, 3216 North Sheffield.
Wonderful times. I'd like to thank Todd and Virginia for having us out here tonight. Wonderful people. Do great work with the Treehouse Foundation, with Comedy Accident, with our group. They've given us rehearsal space and
They've
taken
been
care
great.
of us. Wonderful people, wonderful human beings. Trader Todd's, a great place. Always a good time. And we have karaoke here tonight.
There you go.
After the sports action, we'll get ready to sing because it's going to be nonstop fun times.
No doubt about
A
it.
lot of Queen tonight, I have a feeling.
You mentioned Comedy Accident in our comedy group. We have that Halloween show coming up October 25th down at the Underground Lounge, 910 West Newport Avenue, the Underground Lounge in the basement there. Just give us $5. You can come in and catch. We got quite a show. The Halloween show, it's October 25th. Come check it out.
And then October 28th, Chad Briggs is going to be at the Chicago Underground Comedy Special at the Beat Kitchen, where I once saw the great comedian Rudy Ray Moore, Dolomite,
Wow.
do a stand-up set over there at the Beat Kitchen. So, I mean, that's high regards that Mr. Chad Briggs is going to be performing in the same place as the great Rudy Ray Moore, the
There you
late,
go.
great Dolomite.
It's kind of like my performance down at the Ryman Auditorium.
That's true.
Pretty similar.
You threw up in the same toilet as Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chad Briggs, he's got, they're doing some movies. I don't know. He'll talk about it, I'm sure. There's some scary movies, Halloween-related, I would assume.
When's he going to talk
I think there's
about
an Easter thing in there. But in a little bit, I would hope soon.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to lie. I mean, I got nothing.
What'd you find there?
With what?
You have your numbers all over the place.
There's numbers everywhere, but numbers are numbers unless you want to
I have
use them to make a point.
I have these note cards everywhere. It's going pretty well so far. Oh, there's the specials one. It was behind my drink. There we go. It's free-range chicken. Did you say that already?
Yep.
Good.
Free-range chicken, and then the cows, they're grass-fed.
Yeah, that's the one I was looking for. I got some sports real estate news.
Okay.
Ted Lilly, who left the Cubs back in 2010, is selling his Lakeview home for $2.1 million.
2.1. Is there a pool
What
or?
does it say? Yeah, there is.
You know how many bathrooms?
Well, it's 5,400 square feet. He bought it for right about that back in, he had it built in 2007 for the same price. He's been renting it out lately. It's here in Lakeview. At the same time, Joe Kim Noah, real estate still, of your Chicago Bulls, just he paid almost $3 million for his new place. 7,000 square foot right down near the United Center.
Hey, did you see the dad on Seventh Heaven was a pedophile?
Yeah, that is insane.
Wow.
What is that?
Where did that come from?
I have no
All of a sudden,
idea.
I wake up yesterday, and that's all over Facebook. I don't know what's happening in this world.
I can always tell when you're excited about something. I get a text, and it's like reading a headline and nothing else. It's just like, the dad on Seventh Heaven is a pedophile. What do I do with that?
You share it, you know? You make a conversation with the cab driver.
Jesus.
Or you use it to segue. I don't know.
Oh, my gosh. I almost forgot to bring this up, right? So the other day I told a few friends of mine, a couple of them are here, somebody listening at home, that I thought my Segway office, I spent a lot of time in there this last week.
You run
and
the scooters down in the
I
city.
look across the street and I'm like, is that Jimmy Butler over there?
Jimmy Buffett?
Yeah, Jimmy Butler
Oh.
of the Chicago Bulls. And
right.
I thought it was. I grabbed the picture like a stalker, but a bad stalker, because it was the worst picture that you'd ever grab. It was very TMZ. I took a picture, and I took a picture of. I'm sorry. Where was I at?
You took a picture of some guy you thought was Jimmy Butler. I think that's where we're going.
It was him. I was almost positive.
Oh.
I watched the game that night, and it was him. Then yesterday morning, I'm at work a little bit early, about 8 o'clock. That's real early, by the way.
Do you have the picture?
No, I don't. Well, I have it. I could show you. I'll show you in a few minutes, and we'll put it on the
why don't you put
website
it
so
on the
those of you
website?
listening
There
at
you go.
home can get a clip of this. He parked his car and went inside, and I was like, oh, that's weird. I'm not trying to stalk you because I'm not a Jimmy Butler stalker. And he went inside. Cool, whatever. It's the morning. Well, then he didn't come out, and then some other lady got in the car. Well, then all of a sudden, Jimmy Butler pulls back up in another car. And he was the valet.
Jimmy Butler was the valet?
It was the valet yesterday morning. It took me 3 more cars to figure it out, but he was the valet. It was weird. When I first noticed he wasn't quite tall enough. I was like, but I'm on the other side
Well,
of the
what was he
street.
wearing? Did
I
he have
didn't
like a
know who
valet
was-
gear on?
I didn't have a ruler. I didn't check how tall people were over there. So that's my update.
Wow.
He was.
Well, one time I saw.
That's real.
I saw
he
Jimmy.
wore a nice coat.
Was it a quality quote? I mean, what was it? What
We
was
should
it,
hook him
like
up
a
with
Bulls
Guy
coat?
Fieri. If we hooked him up with him, they have a business. It's good to go.
You could have had our out tonight. We could have had the Jimmy Butler car parker.
Well, that's funny.
You should
because
talk to the guy across the street who runs the parking scheme.
I was
over-
really thinking
over
about going
there.
over and asking him if he'd be on the podcast for our 100th episode. I really was.
I once saw Jimmy Buffett, and he held up the Stanley Cup with Patrick Kane.
Wow. Hey, do you want to take a quick phone call, and then we'll head on over to what?
Yes, please.
All right, yeah, it's fine. And then we'll head on over to maybe bring Chad Briggs up here. But let's
I
go
would
to a
hope
phone
so.
call.
We're
There
out of
is a
time, man.
fella listening. His name is Mark. Mark, how you doing? Hello?
Hey, long time caller, first time listener.
Nice. Welcome to the
Got a couple
program.
Quick questions.
Yep.
Thank you. Got a couple quick questions. First one, what are your thoughts about Devin Hester coming to meet up with the Bears this weekend?
Good question.
And the second one, quick follow-up. Can you explain to me the trade value of Chris Johnson? I'm going to hang up and I'll listen for the answer.
He's all right. If you want to hang up and listen, that's fine.
See you later, Mark. He's been calling for a long time, though. Huh?
Oh, no, I'm sorry,
Hester.
it's Clark.
Hester scares me. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, Hester, you saw what Steve Smith did against Carolina.
Right.
You know, there's a player, he wants to go in, he wants to prove himself. Hester, I know he's very hard to understand, but they got a translator this week, and they found out he said that he didn't like Jay Cutler. So he doesn't like Jay Cutler. He made that public. He wasn't happy with the Bears organization. He made that public. He felt he was misused, he was mistreated, he was abused, and bad things happened for him when he was here as a Bear. So now he's got a fresh start, a new home. He's in Atlanta, and we saw in a primetime game a couple weeks ago him tear it up. He broke the record, got his kick return, which I think we're all happy for. I mean, I'm so happy, Hester. He was a great Bear, and in our history, he will always probably be the greatest kick returner of all time. And it's sad to see him play in another uniform, but that's just the history and the way the NFL works. And him in a slot against a secondary that can't cover the slot, against linebackers who have no idea even what coverage is, his speed and the way they use him, he could be a threat. He could be the nail in the coffin that destroys our season this year. It's kind of scary. And we can't cover a kick.
He's going to catch. Something's coming to him, right?
I mean, you had a guy named Philly Brown.
We want Robbie to kick it out of the end zone, though, every time on the kick, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the goal.
I wouldn't kick to him.
Do you remember the mega punt? The punter was kicking off in training camp. Did they go anywhere with that? I haven't seen anything about.
He had a great game last week.
But kicking, I'm talking about.
Kicking. He's a punter.
No, is it kicking off? Kicking off.
Oh, I don't. I was talking punts.
Right.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Just
sorry.
get it out of the end zone. If he does catch one, and in fact, I'm ready to make a bet with you, Al. I think he's going to score a touchdown. And I bet you a steak dinner that Devin Hester scores a touchdown.
This week?
Against the Bears.
Okay, I'll take it. You know what? I kind of agree with you, but I also know Devin Hester has the ability not to show up at all. Like, that is the deal with Devin Hester. Guys still, even with Atlanta, they're still whispering in his ear what to do. So.
Well, but they're using him right. I mean, he's not the 1 or 2 guy. He's the 3 guy. He spent so much time here doing that.
Right.
And if you're concerned with him not showing up at the big moment, I think he had more pressure on him than anybody else has in the history of the Super Bowl, and he came through with that.
He did at that point. Yeah, he was a star for about 10 minutes.
Opened the game with a kickoff return for the touchdown.
I'll never forget it. And then I'll never forget the guy who was sitting in front of me who was negative the whole game, who I swear brought negative energy that cost us that game with Cedric Benson's fumble.
Yeah. I'll never forget when I woke Lauren up while we were watching a game at Soldier Field with the Panthers, against the Panthers, and I said, you might want to watch this. Hester might return one. And he did. Like, he made me look like a genius.
Did she wake up for
it?
Did. Was she like sleepy-eyed?
She was dead asleep. Dead asleep. It was amazing.
Wow.
Well, hey, Mark, thanks again for the call. We really appreciate it.
There was a second part. I don't remember what it was. He shouldn't have hung up. He's got to know I have short-term memory loss. Been hanging out with Adrian Peterson too much.
What was the second part about?
I don't.
Oh, yeah. Sure. Trade him.
Yeah, I agree. Trade him.
Yep. Trade him. He's
valuable.
Guys, let's do this. Thank everybody, first of all, for being here.
Yeah, everybody, wonderful.
We were your pre-show. We're gonna get to the best part of our evening. My favorite time, because being up here with you. Actually, that's not true. It's been a blast. All 100 episodes. Thank you, brother. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I mean, it's been we set out to change podcasts forever with a sports show that was relevant.
I mean, we did.
And just talked all the issues.
Just all of them.
My God, we've done that.
Bringing it home.
Yeah. Thanks to the fans. Thank you, Comedy Accident.
We brought our good friend Chad Briggs over here with us. Chad, could you come and join us for a little bit, maybe? Bring that stool. I had this one. I was gonna. It's a little close. Welcome. Oh, yeah, the microphone's over there. I can hear that.
Yeah, you sure could.
Hello.
Hey, is this one hot? Is this a good mic?
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
Chad Briggs, how you doing, sir?
I'm great. How are you guys?
I'm
fantastic.
doing fantastic.
All right.
It's wonderful to be here at the Tilted Kilt.
What?
For Boers and Bernstein's 25th anniversary jubilee. Terry and Dan.
By cracking.
So happy to be here.
No, wrong show. By the way, Boris and Birds, they were here a couple of weeks ago.
Were they really?
They did not have as big of a crowd as we did.
That's
I
true.
just want to point that out. So,
I'm kind of simultaneously obsessed and completely repulsed by those two guys at the same time.
yeah, I tend to listen.
They're fun.
They are. They're all
They're
right.
nerd bullies.
They kind of are.
What is your
Burns?
point? What is your point, sir?
Ah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I love him.
Yeah.
love him.
You know, like Boris is like 100.
He's really old.
He is super
He's
old.
just- yeah, and he's just kind of.
I don't even think
Bernstein's enabler.
I don't even think he has to go into the office every day.
No.
I think he does it from home.
He
We've been-
literally phones it in.
Yeah.
I like that. I
Yeah.
like that.
No, he does.
I've been trying that for a long time.
Al's been asking me for that for months, years.
So how you doing? You look good. Looks like you got some sun.
I have gotten some sun.
Yeah,
Feel
dude, go.
fantastic. That's why I like hanging out in tropical locales.
Or tropically themed locales.
Yes, absolutely.
Always a good time.
Absolutely.
So-
Where my parrot head's at.
Fins up, baby. So how do you feel about this Bears team? I mean, you.
They
Yeah.
stink.
Well,
I'm looking for some. I'm going to the movies on Sunday. I'm done.
That's it?
No, I'll watch a little bit, but they lost 2 games they should have won. They're done,
Yeah.
right? Like they have to win every single game against the bum teams. They've lost 2 games against bum teams.
yeah. They couldn't knock
They're
over
done.
the tomato cans.
They couldn't.
Yeah.
In Burgess Meredith parlance, they couldn't kick over the tomato cans. You're absolutely right. And I think they're done. Because I guess like magic number's 10, right? They got to get to 10 wins.
Absolutely.
And it's very difficult to find another 8 at this point that they will win.
It's not impossible.
It's
I
not,
mean, it's
well,
not like.
clearly it's not
I mean-
impossible if you just look in the
Yeah.
dictionary for the definition of impossible.
No, there are
It's not-
possibilities.
It's still possible. It's just
Okay. Do you think
it's approaching impossible with every
Do you
coming
think
week.
it's probable the Bears win against Atlanta?
And it's at Atlanta, correct?
It is at Atlanta.
All
It's
right,
on
I
the
didn't
track.
Get tickets, thank Christ. Oh, that would have been awkward. In Atlanta, yeah, Hester's going to be pissed.
Hester is gonna be pissed.
Who cares?
He's been trying to say it all week, but you know.
Yeah, right. Clark said Hester makes him look like a genius, and I tend to agree.
Wow. Thanks, man.
That's rude.
Thanks.
That's
No,
not
I dig
kidding.
it.
I'm having a
I
good
dig it.
Uncalled for, man.
time.
I,
It's
uh,
fun.
no,
Come
it's
on.
very called for.
We're having a good time.
It's called for. I did pick Hester to run a touchdown back, but
against the worst special teams in the league.
But I'm taking the Bears.
Hells
Second,
yes.
the second worst. I don't know if you were listening to the first part of the show.
I rounded up to worst
Al
because
covered
I have to
that.
live here and watch it every week.
There you go.
Tampa worse. Technically.
Can we?
But I'm taking the
speaking of
Bears.
return
Go
guys,
ahead.
can we get? And I guess we're just kind of pulling them from Canada and off Greyhound buses at this point. Guys to return the ball, like that guy last week. I don't know who that guy was. He replaced the other guy who kicks the ball, who returns the ball 7 yards deep into the end zone, like it's Tecmo Bowl, and you
Yeah.
have to.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the NFL. Like, it's automatic. You start at the 20 now. Like, kickoffs are over unless the kicker screws up.
Right.
There-
Right.
It's like kickoffs are over.
Right.
They've tried to get
You
that out of the
kneel
game.
It.
Yeah.
Kneel
Uh,
it, and that's it.
Chris Williams was
Was it?
the guy. Yeah. It was
He's
crazy.
done. He's
It-
done. I hope he kept his jersey.
Even when good things were
done.
happening, like Santonio Holmes had that one return where he got called back because was that one of the blindside blocks?
I think so.
Maybe. But I think you
Blindside
actually
block.
just listed Santonio Holmes' highlights for the year. Santonio Holmes had that one return.
Former Super Bowl MVP.
Absolutely. No, he
Santonio Holmes.
looks like he can still play, but Cutler, being the lazy gentleman that he is, he's used to throwing to giants now. And so like Cutler's just like, he's too short.
Short guys
I don't
confuse him.
I don't want to aim.
That is true. He does not want to throw to.
They're only paying me $15 million a year. I don't feel like aiming. Ugh.
Just his jerk
That
face. and-
lump. God.
Do you feel like we're stuck with Cutler? Or do you feel
Well, hell
like
yeah, exactly. We are. I mean, the thing is, last year when they signed him for the big deal, I was like, yeah.
It
all
made
right.
sense.
Well, I mean, it only made sense because there was no one else. Who else were they going to, like, who was available?
Right.
No one.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe,
right.
yeah, Jamarcus Russell was available. Vince Young just kicking it on a couch somewhere in Houston. We could have gotten him.
Kyle Orton.
Let me look at the bottom 9.
Kyle Orton was around there.
Pretty
too.
rough list.
Was this Tom Brady? Was he available?
Tom Brady might have been available
no.
if the right call was made.
He's actually, talk about someone who's getting
90
pissed right now.
seconds.
Yeah.
That guy's going to go on a run.
He's,
I believe it. I believe it because they just every year the Patriots are just kind of put together with like baling wire and some duct tape somehow, and they managed to eke out 11 wins and make to the playoffs.
Here's something with the Patriots.
Wow.
Which Cutler will never do.
Pro Football Focus has them as one of the worst offenses in football right now. Their offensive line is a -24, which is, if I'm not mistaken, the worst in
60
football.
seconds.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
it's just
no,
numbers,
these numbers,
dude.
I don't understand.
We are about to lose our live listeners on Blog Talk Radio, guys.
Bye, guys.
It's been an hour already.
Wow.
We're going to stick with Chad for just a few more minutes to talk a couple more things.
All right. I'll
Guys,
be happy to be here so you can't listen to me.
100 episodes. It's been fun, Al.
It's been a blast.
I think
Yeah,
I've said that
absolutely.
100 years of podcasting!
Who knew? Who knew?
Who
We
knew in
did
the
it.
early days we'd get this far?
Listen to us next time for episode 101. It's going to be good. Check it
Just
out.
back to the grind.
Thank you on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, at Larcher Lorensen on Twitter. As always, give us a call when we're here, 888-787-4827. Tweet us at any time. If you're listening late, we do appreciate it. And I'd like to thank everyone here for being here, of course. Thank you so much, guys.
Wonderful
Again,
people.
Thank you.
10
Finest
seconds.
assembly of Americans I've ever seen in my life. Trader Todd's
Todd.
Dockside Burger Bar, 3216 North Sheffield, on the corner of Sheffield and Belmont, where tonight you can get $5 pineapple margaritas, $5 regular margaritas. Join us Monday, half off everything. Trader Todd's.
Hey, Chad,
That was a good plug. Thank you. Yes, sir.
that hat of yours that you wore around, like when things went bad with the NFL, I remember you put duct tape over the
I did.
over
I
the NFL shield.
I protected the shield, and I still have that piece of black duct tape over the NFL shield.
So now do you just have a black hat?
I can
Like-
just wrap the duct tape around
Yeah, just
it
put it around the Bears
over
logo
the Bears
as well.
Logo.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
Wouldn't that be electric tape if it was black?
Well, there's black duct tape.
That's hard to find.
all right, it was gaffer tape, actually, but I didn't want to.
Now that we've discussed what kind of tape it
Well,
is.